Y'all had a bucket list too, y'all, but over time it just turned into a fucking list because shit just wasn't happening. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Hip Hop Data. We got an album review today. We're talking about the brand new album that just fucking dropped from a nigga from Chicago that's making a lot of noise. I ain't know too much about this nigga, but shit, people been putting me on game to this motherfucker, so I had to holler at the shit. Talking about the new album from Saba entitled Bucket List Project. Now, for those who don't know, Saba is a Chicago artist, and like myself, I don't know too much about Saba, y'all. Like, actually, I don't know shit about Saba. Like, I got put onto this nigga. I've not heard any of his previous work. This is my first project of his. I know he's affiliated with cats like Chance the Rapper and No Name and Mick Jenkins and all them other Chicago motherfuckers. So he's in the right crew. He's around the right Chicago niggas. But I've not heard any of his previous work. But a lot of people kept talking to me about, yo, Granddad, you gotta check out that new Saba joint. I was like, I ain't heard of Saba. He said, you better hear Saba, nigga. This shit's crazy. I said, all right, motherfucker, I'm gonna listen to it. And if it ain't crazy, I'm kicking you in both your goddamn kneecaps and wasting my goddamn time. So now let's see if Bucket List Project is the dope ass fucking album that we need to listen to before we kick the bucket, or if it's some shit that's there to fucking make us just wish we was fucking dead already and say, fuck the list, fuck all these goals, nigga, that Saba project just did it for me. I got to go right now. Let's talk about the shit. Now, when I first popped in this album and tuned into the production, I quickly realized that this shit lends to the Chicago sound that we've been hearing for the past few years from artists like Mick Jenkins and Chance the Rapper and No Name. That style of production is really heavy in this album as well, and it just sounds so damn good. I'm a big fan of it. I like the way it flows. It sounds, it's got a little bit of trap influence in it, but it's not too heavy, but it's also got a lot of heavy instrumentation on it that just really makes these beats sound very layered and detailed, and just has a lot of character and a lot of build to them that really makes them very enjoyable to listen to. And they knock too. They got some fucking heavy ass crazy ass bass on there too, so it just gets you just fucking hype as shit listening to this shit. So I like the production on here. All the beats on here are fucking fire and dope, and you got a lot of producers on here. I mean, let me just go through it. He got, of course, Saba himself is doing some production. We also got Felix, Cam Obi, okay, I know that nigga, he on there. Shit, who else? Joseph Chilliams, Day Chad, all right. Shit, who else? Ken Ross, that nigga, I don't know who that is, but all right. Shit, it's the same niggas. Okay, hold on, we got Flex Lennon, all right, and Squeak Pivot. Okay, what the fuck? You on the basketball court with that shit? Okay, and fuck, who else? Corey Grindberg, all right, Monzy Booker, and I think that's it, y'all. I think I got them all. But yeah, that's all the niggas on there, but they all come through with some crazy fucking dope ass production. I like all the beats on here. I just like how they flow from one another. I like the instrumentation on it. I like the vibe of it. It's like chill vibes on here. That's a lot of hype vibes, but still has that menacing, just dark grittiness that you would get from like a Chicago sound and Chicago artist. And overall, the production on here just sounds really good. I mean, you got your head nodding joints, you got your smooth groove joints, you got the ones that just get you just turned up and ready to go in the car and just bump this shit and go shoot a nigga. Not really, don't do that. You don't want to do that because you don't want to go to jail. It's too much shit happen in Chicago anyway. I'm just saying the shit sounds that way sometimes. You get a little hype. But all I'm saying is that the production on here is fucking crazy as hell. I really like what Saba did with this, and all the other producers, they all came together. And I think these niggas are all on the same crew or the same team or whatever it is, because you see their names popping up quite often on this project. But whoever they are, like I said, I'm not too familiar with these niggas. They came together and they did some crazy shit on the production side because these beats are fucking fire. I liked every beat up on here. I didn't have a problem with any of the sounds on here. I just like how it flowed from one another. I just like just the progression of each beat and just how it fits well with just Saba's style. So now let's talk about Saba and see if this nigga got bars, because like I said, I never listened to this nigga, so let's see if he converted me into an instant fan, or if I'm like, nigga, are you wasting my time? All the motherfuckers who told me to listen to Saba, kneecaps are gone on site, nigga. Just let's talk about this nigga. So when it comes to Saba as an artist, like I said, I've never heard of this nigga, and I gotta say, god damn it, I should have heard of this nigga sooner, because this nigga is fucking dope. He's got skills, he's got flow, he's got lyrics, I mean, he's got it all, and he just got this vibe that I instantly just gravitated towards. From the very first track when this nigga started rapping, he just started spitting that rapid fire flow, but his lyrical ability and his technique is on point, and I'm like, god damn it, how the fuck have I missed this nigga Saba? Because this nigga's fucking slicing through this shit like a saber. Was that lame? Was that lame? I don't, you know what I'm fucking trying to say. But I like what he's bringing overall to this project. He just exudes this element of realism and just this element of just like, yo, he's just some regular fucking dude who just so happens to know how to rap really good, and he's here to just tell his fucking story. Like I said, he's from Chicago, so he tells a lot of stories and a lot of scenarios that involve Chicago and living in Chicago and pretty much all the shit that goes down, and just from his perspective, and he just really does it in a very vivid, very detailed, very dope way. He has a really good ability to tell a story. He has a really good ability to just showcase just like the mood and the environment and the vibe of where he's grown up and who he is, and the fact that he's sort of like an odd person out in the environment as far as Chicago, because the dude don't drink, He don't smoke. He like sort of a low key nerd. He kind of like me in a way. I think that's why I gravitated toward this nigga, because like I vibe a lot with him because he's sort of like me. He grew up in a fucked up environment in a way, but he really didn't let that environment really just take too much of a toll on him, but he still was involved in that shit, if that makes fucking sense. So I really just resonate with Saba as a person as well as an artist and MC because he has a lot of similarities towards me, and that really just made me enjoy this project more, and the fact that I'm from Chicago in that area, so I kind of just get the environment that he's talking about, and I know what he's talking about, so it just makes that even more fucking better for me. And when it comes to the features on this project, he kept it within Chicago, he kept it within the squad, but he also got some notable names up on this motherfucker, so hold on, I got it right here. So he's got Felix, BJRKNC, okay, Twister, all right, legend, okay, No Name, all right, No Name, dope. Shit, we got Joseph Chilliams, okay, he producing and he doing some shit on the side. He doing it all. Joseph Chill, no chill. Okay, who else? John Doe, okay, Matthew Santos on this motherfucker, Kenya, all right, Raven Lene, okay, and Smino and Legit, okay, and that's not that many, but like those people, like I say, I'm pretty sure are within his collective and his crew. And then you got people like Matthew Santos and Twister and No Name, who all built their own fan bases and their own names themselves, so it's cool to have them up in there as well. And they all just come through with some solid dope verses and just dope features and hooks and whatnot that just come in and just really help Saba accentuate these songs. It just sounds fucking dope all around. So we had a good choice on the features. For 13 songs, he didn't go too heavy on the features, but the ones that he did bring in, they did the damn thing. And I had no problems with any of the features on here. They all came in and brought the shit like they were supposed to bring the shit. Now, you know I gotta give you my top 5 tracks, and this shit was so fucking hard because I like this entire project front to back. I mean, I literally, like, from the start to the finish, every song on here is fucking dope and it is strong as hell. But I did find myself enjoying slightly a little bit more the first half of this project than the second half. I would say the first half was like 100% and the second half was like 99%. Only a 1% decrease in enjoyment and shit. But like, yo, let me get the first, let me run it down. So my top 5 are Stoney, GPS, Church Liquor Store, Westside Bound 3, and Most. And the funny thing about that shit, them shits back to back. All them shits are in succession. Like, it ain't no skipping. That whole block is my favorite chunk of this goddamn project. So let's go back to the top. So Stoney, that's technically the first official song. Now there's like a little intro in here that it's called In Loving Memory, which is like Saba just kind of like leading into it. But Stoney is the actual first like song. And I love this song here. It's got a real chill instrumental here with some like really just, I guess it's sort of like some xylophone type sounds here, but it's got some really just like real subtle bass, but it still hits really hard. And with Saba, he's pretty much just talking about the tone of him just being in Chicago, living on the south side, Stoney Island, that whole area, and pretty much is what goes on. And he's riding around in his bucket, and which is pretty much another word for like a raggedy ass car, and he's living life like fuck it, and pretty much he's just doing this thing. He's just a kid living out there, and he pretty much just tells his experiences and what he knows and what he's about, and he's pretty much just sets the tone for the whole project. And I really just like how it opens up. It's a low-key way to open it up in a way, but it really just kind of gives us an idea of where this project's gonna go, and it's gonna go somewhere fucking dope as hell. So definitely check out that track. It's a great opening track, an official opening track, and I just like the real vibe of it, and it's just a dope track. Got some really dope instrumentation on there, a lot of layers to it, so it's something that I think anybody would enjoy just from a musical standpoint, but just lyrically as well. It's a dope fucking track. The next song is GPS, and this features Twister, and I like this song here. It's a really dope beat on here, nice hard hitting track, but I like the theme of this song. It's pretty much talking about how artists, they kind of lose their way as they get into this game, and you like wonder like, who did you used to be, or who are you really, because you put on this front and you kind of lost. So you need a GPS nigga to find yourself, because you ain't who you say you really are, or you just lost who you really are. And I like that theme, and I like that mode, and it's also talking about how Saba's trying to just keep who he is in this game as he's getting bigger and better. He really doesn't want to lose who he is, so we got to keep that GPS on deck, because nigga, you get lost in the sauce and it's over, nigga. Even if it's some delicious sauce, you can still get lost. And as far as Twister, he comes in with that classic Twister flow, and he comes in with a dope verse himself, a nice feature, and I just like this whole song, like the theme of it. I like Saba on here, I like Twister on here. They work well together, and it's just a dope fucking track with a dope fucking theme. So definitely check that out, and don't lose yourself, because like shit, nigga, if your GPS loses signal, then you fucked, and then nobody knows who the fuck you are or where you at anymore. You on some Blair Witch shit. Dope track. Next song is Church Liquor Store, and this is another dope song, real low key on the beat, but I like the vibe. It's pretty much talking about how you in that environment where you don't see nothing but a church and the liquor store, because pretty much you got the good and the bad. It's pretty much just showing the two sides of living in where he's from, Chicago. It's got a dope feature from No Name, who comes in and does her thing. She's on fire right now. No Name is killing it. And I like Saba on here. Saba is doing it again. He's just painting that picture, telling us like, yo, he's telling us the church side. He's also telling us the liquor store side. So pretty much you get a little bit of both. And I just like the vibe of it. And I just really like his storytelling ability on here. He's just really just painting that picture of just the environment he grows into. And Saba's just good at it. He's keeping that momentum. And it's just a dope fucking track. There's nothing more I can say. I mean, he's on fire at this point. He's just on a fucking roll and he is not stopping. He says, fuck the brakes, nigga. I'm going full speed ahead and I'm liking it. So it's a dope ass song. No Name kills it. Saba kills it. Everything on here is on point. Check it out. Next song is Westside Bound 3, and this has got to be my favorite song on the entire project. I love this song. The beat on here is just so fucking dope. It gets you just so fucking hype. It's got this menacing, like piano key to it, but it's got these hard-hitting drums. I think who did this beat? Who did this beat? Joseph Chilliams did this shit, and Daddy Chat, and then Joseph Chilliams also on a feature on here. Motherfucker came through with a crazy-ass beat and a crazy-ass feature, and it's pretty much talking about the West Side of Chicago, and like he's pretty much talking about the side of Chicago and the things in Chicago that motherfuckers don't really talk about, especially on the West Side, because shit is crazy on the West Side. But he's also talking about the fact that it gets a bad rap, and there's also, it ain't really as fucking crazy or as bad as most people make it seem. And on top of that, he's also talking about like the other parts of Chicago, like the suburban sides of it, as far as the West Side is concerned. But he's pretty much saying that whole West Side, it is what it is, but it ain't what it is at the same time. But it's still fucking crazy. And he's also talking about them West Side niggas and how they crazy. I know a few West Side niggas and they are fucking crazy. So I will vouch for that, Saba. It's straight Chicago wild. It is. But the song is fucking wild as hell too. So it's my favorite one on here. Dope ass track. Gets me hype every time I hear it. And this is where I was like, yo, at this point in the album, I was like, I'm in love with this project. This shit, this nigga's on fire. Straight up. And the last song is Most, and this is a dope ass track too. And it's pretty much Saba talking about how motherfuckers just, they doing the most sometimes. And it's like they either take too much for granted when they get to a certain point, or they just sort of like they try to just do the most when they don't have much to really stun on. It's pretty much just talking about like, yo, you need to chill out and just appreciate what you have. And if you do have something good, just really like don't try to be doing the most, but at the same time, if you ain't got shit, don't try to act like you're doing the most at the same time. It's got a dope fucking hook on here. I ain't gonna try to sing it because he just does it in a certain way, but it's just really, really dope. The beat on here is real just hard hitting, but also low key and laid back. And it's just really just a fucking dope ass song. And it just really rounds out that strong first half of this album. But at the same time, this entire project is fucking strong, but this is like that strong first half that I just have to keep listening to because it's so goddamn dope. But that's my top 5, but I gotta say overall, this entire project is on fucking point. It's a strong collection of 13 songs. Saba really put his all into this fucking album. And it shows, like the production is on point, the lyrics are on point, the features are chosen well, it flows well. I like the fact that he's also got other like MCs and people coming in talking about their bucket list. Like you hear Chance the Rapper, Lupe Fiasco, and a few other people on here, and they're just telling you the bucket list. Some of them a little funny, some of them are just a little like unexpected. And then also, one thing I'll highlight too is on the song California. I don't know who does it, but this motherfucker is roasting Saba like no other. Like it's like at the end of California, it's like for a good minute, this nigga is just straight roasting Saba, and it's the funniest shit ever, and I just love that song. California would have been one of my favorites, but like I like the other ones on there. I think that's gonna be like a number 6, like a 6-man as far as when it comes to my top 5. Because California is dope too, but that ending just had me fucking rolling. Like that roasting session was on point. But the whole fucking album is just crazy. I just like it, and I just like how it flows. It's real personal, but at the same time, he's just giving a real just vivid like depiction of just what he goes through, what he sees, and where he's from. And I like just Saba's approach to this whole project. And I like his inclusion of other people's visions, their bucket list, what his bucket list is, and just what it is and what it means to him as far as having a bucket list and just succeeding in life. So it's a dope ass project. Saba did his damn thing. I'm liking this shit. It's on fucking point. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Saba Bucket List Project is a super dope, well put together, well produced album that you need to listen to before you fucking die. All I'm saying is that Saba's on point. This motherfucker made me a fan. I never listened to this shit or this nigga ever one time, and from the first listen, I was a fan of this dude. He's got great ear for production. He does good production himself. He's got some good features on here. I like his lyricism on here. I like his theme on here as far as what he's doing. I like the fact that he include other people, and with the bucket list theme, he just like kind of sprinkled that through the entire project. I just like what he overall, I like what he did. I like his character, his personality, and I just like how he just put this all together in general. I got nothing bad to say about this project or this motherfucker Saba. He just did his damn thing, and I'm definitely definitely keep my eye out for his next project because, nigga, I'm a fan now. I'm gonna go back and listen to your other shit too and just see how much I've been just sleeping on this nigga because this motherfucker is dope. So all I gotta say is that for me, Saba, bucket list project is 100% Granddad approved. Definitely go check this shit out. It's fucking dope. It's out right now everywhere. Get this shit. Support this bro. He's a young dude doing some good shit. Chicago is on point right now with the artists. It makes me happy. I mean, I'm not there right now. I mean, technically I'm a region rat because I'm from Indiana, but you know, I was born in Chicago, so I can be proud of them niggas too, goddammit. But they doing their damn thing right now. Everybody over there is winning and they all just coming together and making some great fucking music. And this is another project that we can just look at and say, yo, Chicago is doing some dope, crazy shit. But I got nothing more to say. Saba, bucket list project, is Granddad approved. So go listen to the shit right now before you kick the bucket because you will be mad as hell. You gonna be in hell or in heaven just sitting there mad like, I should listen to that Saba. Fuck, nigga, dog. They ain't got it up here or down here. Wherever you go. Or maybe you don't go. I don't fuck. We getting too deep right now. Flip it. Alright, y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Saba Bucket List Project if you've heard it. If you haven't heard it, like I said, this shit is fucking dope. It is a great album. I'm a fan of this nigga. I was sleeping on him, and now I'm wide awake, and I ain't going back to sleep. Fuck that shit. Give me no dose. But definitely check it out. It's one of my favorite projects of the year. I don't know. This is going to be a hard-ass end of the year, y'all, because there's so many dope albums that's coming out. 2016, what you doing to me? But shit, check it out right now. Previous videos on the side as well as my latest single. Check that out. Show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below, and subscribe. Button on the screen, button below, Woolly Reviews, twice a week, as well as CDK studies, and the gaming channel. Check that shit out. And if you want indie anything and want your shit spotlighted, info below. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddad, Saba, bucket list project, shit's fucking fire. And shit, my bucket list, like, yo, I got some shit on there, but I'm gonna try, y'all. Shit's impossible at this point, but shit, nigga, we gonna see. I mean, I can make a fire project. That's on there. I mean, I did that already. Shit. I'm out of here.